This bourbon hunt is going to be a little different.
PJ, how you doing?
In TV crib style.
You and your viewers are gonna be mad at me.
It's like a soft punch.
You don't see these. I'll pay for it if you use the points. All right, so vintage, my goodness. He's got a broke selection and we're trying to fix it. This bourbon hunt is going to be a little different because today we are going to make over one of our patron selections. Now we've been looking and rating some selections. We've done some things like that on a live stream and we've done one of these videos before. But what we're realizing is a lot of people have great whiskey, but they don't necessarily have the most well-rounded selection. So we're going to meet Joseph. We're gonna check out his selection and we're gonna try to find 6 bottles to make it a little more well-rounded. Let's get started.
PJ, how you doing?
In TV crib style.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming.
Yeah, appreciate it.
My name's Joseph Nimrod, and I've been into bourbon since about 2016, I'd say. I've really enjoyed the experience of learning about the different histories to all the different distilleries and just the backdrop on the history of it, and then also being able to taste it and try it, you know, share it with people, which is a lot of fun. Like I said, I've got family that comes in a lot and they've really gotten into it, you know, because of me, and they've kind of taken off and run with it too, and so it's been a nice adventure.
If you would, just show me your bourbon selection.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
We've got a live studio audience for this one.
Hello.
Good morning.
My sister and Greg Berger, a client of mine.
Hi, I'm Catherine Nimrod, and I am here for bourbon.
Hi, I'm Greg Berger. I'm a friend of Joey's and I've been kind of on the bourbon journey with him.
Joey is big into bourbon. He has learned a lot about it throughout the years, and he has taught us a little bit. I'm still learning a lot, and he loves sharing it. When we all come over for like Easter or Christmas, he has a special bottle like this one up there. He there's our Christmas menus in there, and he what we had for dinner, and he paired it with all this food, and he just really loves sharing bourbon with everyone and kind of making it special for everyone.
What does that mean, having something that brings the family together like bourbon does?
It is really nice. It's really a wonderful time. It's a fun time. Everyone gets together. We all have fun. We're all drinking a little bit, not too much, sometimes maybe too much, but not always. And it's just a really beautiful kind of gathering. It brings the people together. It's nice.
So these here are my drinkers. I've got a store pick Old Ezra. I like rye, love rye. A Weller 107 squat bottle, short barrel, bee's knees.
The blueberry bee's knees.
Yeah, and if you see it gets congealed at the bottom, you almost have to shake it up before you drink it.
That's how you know it's real.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a Sagamore store pick. It's a 6-year. This is a private barrel 94 proof Elijah Craig 11-year, which you don't find a lot of the 94 proofs as much. Now they're really turning towards the barrel proofs. It's too much oak for me. I don't really like this bottle.
So are you not into oak at all, or just that particular bottle?
Elijah Craig, I've lately been turned off of it, and I am finding certain products that are over oaked, I just don't like.
Okay.
And as we're saying that there's a double oak circle.
You seem to be liking that one, though.
It is good. This is actually very good. It doesn't drink heavy oaky like you would think. It's a little different. It's a little different of a bottle. And then here is a Peerless Root Beer barrel that we got at the distillery a while back. I think they just released them. And this is really good. And there are notes of like licorice and kind of root beer stuff. So it's good. Very good. And then these are just, I mean...
Everybody has to have a Blanton's, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing great about that. This I got a while back, and they're delicious for $25. The Winter Reserve Jim Beam is fantastic. And then this was an Old Fitz that we finished a while back.
Was that a VVS?
That is the VVS, yeah.
Oh, man, that's a beautiful bottle.
Maybe a year ago, they released them at the distillery. My family was all here, like my sisters and my parents were here. And I had to go to work early. My sister and her boyfriend went to the distillery at like 10 o'clock after people had been sitting there. They had so many bottles that they were able to walk in at 10 and get like the last couple.
Oh, wow. I'm noticing 2 things here. All Kentucky distillate with a couple of exceptions. I mean, rye, that Sagamore rye is going to be, Maryland. This Bee's Knees, I'm not sure what distillate they used on this. And then that Circle City here is Kentucky as well. So we're obviously in Kentucky, so it makes sense that you would have a lot of Kentucky bourbon. Also, not a lot of proof on these.
And I do prefer proof. I like proof. I mean, I think this is around 110. This is obviously 107. I think this is right around...
Is that one cask strength?
Yeah, but it's,
okay.
It's 110. This is about 110 too. I do like to go as high as 130, 135. But you know, those bottles can be so hard to get and expensive, you know. So you get what you can get.
No, you don't see these Do you know what year this is from?
So I think that is a 2014 because I believe that it says distilled Weller and Sons. It'll either say Weller and Sons or Buffalo Trace, and if it was Weller and Sons, I believe generally it was pre 2015 or 14, something like that.
You mind if I have a little taste of
Yes,
that?
please. Yeah, absolutely. So my sister Catherine, actually, we opened this after the VBS, and we like this more.
You like that more than the VVS?
Yes, and
Yeah,
I think that
for sure I did.
Catherine
Yeah.
would agree.
All right. That's dusty. Like that's got a lot more like dry oakiness on it than the Weller Antiques from these days. And that could be oxidation, could be just that particular distillate.
But I do think that that is in a sweet spot the way that tastes right now.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
And there's fruit too. I mean, isn't there a bunch
Oh,
of
a lot of
fruit?
red fruit.
Yeah.
Weller typically gives me red fruit. Old Stitzel Weller distillate usually has almost like dark sugars, almost like a rum.
Yeah.
This doesn't quite have that. It is kind of an in-between of some of those old Stitzel Wellers I've had and the new stuff from Buffalo Trace. Now, you said you had some bottles put back.
Yeah, they're downstairs.
Are you
Actually.
collecting them, or are they just to be drank later?
Well, so they're to be drank later. Some of them I'll, hold on to. It just kind of depends. Like the Weller Squat we opened on Saturday because, my family was here for the horse racing and everything. And so Easter's going to be here. They're all going to be here again, and we'll open something else. So here, I can show you.
Yeah, these are like death stares right here.
Sorry.
That's okay. They don't make them like this anymore. Maybe for a reason.
You and your viewers are going to be mad at me because I've got this beautiful space and I've never really done anything with it. It's kind of sad. I need to. So yeah, and here is where I keep some of my nicer stuff that I will,
Okay.
eventually open for a
So
special
Russell's
occasion.
13.
Yeah, I got the first
some
three.
Coy Hills, Four Roses, limited editions and stuff.
Yeah, you can pull it out here. Yeah, so that's a 125th anniversary bottle.
Oh, wow.
I actually got two of those. The thing that's interesting on this Coy Hill, yeah, so this is a 146. I think it's a 5.
wow.
Yeah, so it's one of the higher ones, I think.
Yeah, I've never seen one that high proof.
And I mean, it's just like, I can't wait to get that thing open. I'm gonna wait till we win a big race or something.
For people that are wondering, this is the advantage of living in Kentucky, is just having access to stuff like this. Like, is that a 20
Yeah, so,
nectars?
so for example, this we got, and this isn't mine, this is my buddy's. He's afraid to hold on to it. And then this is some Bardstown stuff that's older. That's like an apple brandy finish, I believe. And then this here, I've actually drank one of these. I think this is their second or third release, Pfeiffer Private. It's like a wine finish, and you can tell how dark that juice is. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Is there any one bottle you don't have that you hope we can find?
So I had the Rio the other day at dinner, and I actually liked that very much. Speaking of the finished stuff, it tasted kind of like Cinnamon Toast Crunch to me. It was just nice, I've wanted to try the Dickel Tabasco based off of, some of your...
Wished I'd have known. I'd have brought you one.
I swear I would love to try it just to say, wow. But the Rio was fantastic too. And I think, around, I don't know if they've released those recently or not, but I think the Havana's been what's been out lately.
That's been dropping lately. Although I did see a Rio in the last month somewhere.
Oh,
I think.
did you?
Yeah.
Well, you were out.
I forget where that was though. Awesome. Well, who all's going hunting with us? You going? You going as well? We've got a good selection already, but we are noticing a trend here. Mostly Kentucky distillate, leaning into rye a little bit, but not a huge rye selection. So I think we got some options there. Already has some elite bottles. The man already has bottles that I can't get my hands on. So we don't have to go elite. Obviously, if we find something elite that fits into our niche here, we will. But finished whiskey, rye, non-Kentucky distillates. I don't want to buy it. This will be the first time this has ever been said. If we can find a Dickel Tabasco, that will be bad for him, but he wants to try it. So we'll pick one of those up as well. That would be fun just to see him try that one. It's time to get hunting. We are starting our journey here in Versailles, or Versailles if you want to make the locals mad at you. And this is blue whiskey, just blue liquor, blue whiskey. It just says liquor, just liquor, beer, wine. Can you go in, or is it just walk up to the window? Okay. Good. How about yourself?
You on TikTok.
Really?
Denver,
TJ, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Yes, sir. Did you get something good?
I just got a half gallon of Buffalo Trace.
Nothing wrong with that, right? Get the week started right.
This guy scares everybody.
He's just hiding behind the door. A little bit of cute Buffalo Trace store pics.
Yeah.
Not for this video, but still. I don't know. I have a thing for small bottles for some reason or another. I don't know what it is.
They are cute.
Haven't seen the Castle and Key Rye either. Oh, that's the double oak short barrel. That's what you were looking for a backup of?
Yeah, and
He found you right there. Now, obviously, being in Kentucky, we're going to find a lot of Kentucky distillate. This right here, have you had Ben Holiday?
I have, and it's delicious. Very, very, very good.
So that's obviously Missouri distillate. 13th Colony out of Georgia. Have you had their stuff?
I've not had it, no.
Okay, that might be a good option for you there to get something. They distill and source, so I'm not 100% sure if that's distilled or sourced.
Yeah.
Stuff everywhere, huh?
Yeah.
I guess the problem you have in Kentucky is just the overwhelming selection. There's literally bourbon everywhere here.
This is
Peerless Double Oak Rye.
Yeah.
All right. I was hoping to come across a Bullet 12. Have you had Bullet 12?
No.
That's one of the better 95.5 MGP ryes on the market. So if we see one of those, that would be a good addition. 4-year Willet Green Tops, but again, it's Kentucky, so I know you're gonna like that.
What's your favorite cigar blend?
Obviously, Nancy Fraley and Joseph Magnus were the OG cigar blends. Depending on the batch, those are usually the best. Now, some batches, obviously, with anything, some batches are great, some batches a little less than that. Outside of that, you know, a lot of them are not true cigar blends, not like a legal term, right? You can just do anything. You put anything in a bottle, I think you call it a cigar blend. So as far as things that are labeled cigar blends, I'm a fan of the RY3. That one's good. Batch 2 from Short Barrel that y'all have been talking about was fantastic as well. Outside of that, it's hit or miss. There's some good ones out there.
What's the RY3?
It's in a tall bottle. You can usually find it in places like this.
And there is more over there.
Okay, I don't see it. I mean, they're pretty widely distributed. I'm sure they're distributed in Kentucky. We'll look and see if we find one. Are you into cigar blends?
I've never had one.
Okay.
Never tried one.
I only asked because I had one. It was a Scar Life, and I just didn't care for it. But it was an N of 1, so I don't know.
And theirs is Amberana finished as well. Their cigar cut is.
So I just wasn't sure if it was just that, or if I just truly don't like the cigar. But I mean,
No,
I've heard a lot of
theirs
people
is very
talk about
different.
it.
Theirs is very, very different than everything else out there, or most other ones.
I've had a handful of 4 Gates.
Okay.
And that is by far the best.
The Kelvin 60.
Yeah, so it's like an anniversary bottle, but it's supposed to be 4 Roses juice that's
wow.
double oak. So it's actually very, very, very good.
12-year-old Lux Road.
Yeah, you liked a lot of the Blue Note, right?
I do like a lot of the Blue Note. Typically, I go for the Juke Joint Uncut Unfiltered, which those are not. 93 proof in the Crossroads, which are fine bottles. You don't have a lot of MGP in your selection either.
No. What about this?
What'd you find? Another Sagamore Double Oaked. I mean, obviously, you're going to like that. Well, you say you're iffy on oak, though.
Depends, and I can't imagine that's aged too far. I mean, it's probably 6 years, if that.
I don't know. That's one of those, though, that I would, being a double oak, sometimes they just lean way into oak tannins with a double oak. I have that bottle, but it's been a while since I've been back to it. But I mean, just looking at good bottles, like this Cooper's Craft here.
Never tried that.
100 proof is fantastic. Green River Full Proof right here is out of this world good. I mean, the Sagamore stuff's good. Of course, Good Times,
yeah.
the Sea Glass right there is pretty popular. Really strongly finished, though. That's going to be like a Madeira apricot rum, so it's like the barrel seagrass.
Okay.
Is that the one they had to change the name on because it was too close?
I think you're
so
right.
that might be the old one that you can't even get anymore. They had to change the name on because it was too close to the seagrass. Of course, the older Calumet stuff's good whiskey. McKenna 10-year.
We were debating about this. I thought.
I have that toasted. I liked it. It's $150 though. That's my only problem with it. And I think I like the toasteds better than the single barrel. Although I went back to that single barrel. It's really good. Of course, Woodford Double Oaks. You've had that.
Yeah,
right?
they actually have a store pick of that here.
Pursuit Double Oaks.
Yeah.
This one's going in my bag.
Yeah, you take that short barrel Double Oak. I don't think I've had that one. I may have to find
good,
one.
good.
I'm gonna have to try yours.
There's a Dickel 8 here.
There you go. 15s are cheap. I would find a 15 if I was going to try Dickel for the first time.
Okay.
All right, so there's another section somewhere. I'm just kind of looking, some RD1.
This is Andy. He's the.
Hey, Andy, TJ.
You doing all right?
Not too bad, man. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good.
We're just looking for a little bourbon. I hear you've got some.
We got plenty.
Any hidden gems over here you think we should be looking for?
Special bottles like these.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily talking about special bottles, but let's talk about that. So you just have a loyalty program?
We have loyalty program
Okay.
because those items we have to earn it
Gotcha.
as an independent store. So we do point systems. So whoever buys stuff from here, they get points.
Right. What do you think about that concept?
I
Do you
think it's
that's fair?
smart from their point of view.
Right.
Because if they can make Buffalo Trace and Weller and all that every day, they wouldn't grow as fast. If I can get Eagle Rare, I wouldn't have display these. I wouldn't have display these. I wouldn't be selling these because I can get that every day. But guess what? People don't want what you can get. Human nature.
People do what they're incentivized to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So they want to keep it as special. So for those, we do like 2 different prices.
Okay. So if you have 500 points, you get it for MSRP. Otherwise, you pay secondary.
Like they've
You
got
know?
candy in there that's $159.
All those
You have to have
we do with
2,000
points.
points.
Okay.
But it's a good system. I mean,
So
what he does.
How do you earn a point? How much
You
is?
earn like each dollar, each points when you shop.
So you have to have bought $2,000 worth of stuff to buy the handy at
He
MSRP.
does
Yeah.
double points on some
Okay.
bottles.
We got like bourbons, each dollar, each points. They can buy vodka, tequila, rum, gin, wine. Anything they buy from here, they get each dollar, each points.
Gotcha.
Whoever support us, I think
Yeah.
whoever support us should have the rights to pay the retail.
I understand. I mean, that keeps it local because it's hard to have that many points if you're not buying in here regularly, right?
Yeah. We have people come out of state. They'll buy stuff that's double points, build points fast, and they'll get those special bottles. We try many ways. Like I used to have to keep up with like, okay, this customer is coming every day. I'm gonna write down his name. Okay, you got Blanton last month. I'm like, okay, you got Eagle Rare last month. It was getting too much.
Right.
And when you got thousands of customers, it's hard to keep up with them. So we just go with the point system. Same way that they do it. We meet the numbers, we can give it to us. So we do points if they can support us. They can buy beer.
Do points expire?
They don't expire. They get subtract when they buy. Like if they got 1,000 points or 300 points to buy Eagle Rare, it's gonna subtract 300 points. They still got 700. So when you have a special occasions and you want special bottles, if you go to corporations, they're not gonna offer you anything. You go shop there every year, every day, you buy it. And then when you come to independence and if you have point system, you've been supporting us. You have 2,000 points throughout the year. You didn't use it. You got guests coming over or you want to give a gift. You come, you have options. We're not going to give like, oh, we got Blanton if you want to buy it. No, we let you pick what you want to buy. I think it's good for a customer. Thousands of people go to corporations. Go and ask them, can I buy something special today? Can I have something special for you? You didn't spend already $2,000-$3,000 a year and you want a special guest coming on, you ask them, they're not gonna have anything like that. They just put it out first come first, so it's gone. Kentucky, as a Kentucky, we have a lot of secondary market. I used to have that problem before. Before the truck comes, secondary market is already waiting out for people. As soon as it comes in, they want to buy it all. So my regular customer comes after 5 o'clock. When he gets off, he said like, oh, do you have an Eagle Rare or Blanton or Well or something I can buy? Then if I have to say no, I'm not doing the right distribution. I'm not being fair to my customer that shops with me every day.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Make sure that's not a toasted barrel, barrel proof. E.H. Taylor's right there.
This isn't Willage. I've never seen this in my life.
Yeah. I don't, like, how old is it though?
Probably 3 years.
Yeah, it looks kind of young. I've never seen that bottle either. That's another thing about Kentucky. You see a lot of bottles you don't see elsewhere that are distributed into this market. Tons of Bourbon County stouts. Dude, those Eagle Rares right there are so good. They're so expensive for a beer though. So it's the Bourbon County Stout.
Okay.
That has been aged in an Eagle Rare barrel. They range from $12 to $30-something usually if they're in a tube. And some stores will have them marked up from that, maybe $50, $60 for some of these.
Yeah.
But it's a rich beer. Like you don't want to drink one by yourself.
Gotcha.
They're good, but they're good for sharing. You need about 5 friends to drink one of those. And these are you have to have points to buy those goodies. But we're not here looking for high-end Kentucky stuff. He's got that. A Rio would have been nice. We were looking for that, but that's MGP. So we do have a Valencia there, though. You have a Valencia?
No, I've not had a Valencia.
Do you like orange?
I do.
Do you have 500 points?
I probably do, yeah.
I'll pay for it if you use the points.
That's great. Sure, we'll do it.
Valencia would be nice to have. That's a good score there. All right, so I'm going to do one more glance through here just to make sure I didn't miss something that we want. So I was thinking about getting him this one, but the Valencia is going to be better. I want him to try that. Of course, we've got some Redwood Empire Kentucky Owl Batch 12 right there. We have got some of these, but we could probably find those later. We have to be selective because we are limiting ourselves to 6 bottles. And I've got a few in mind I'm hoping to find to kind of round out this selection. So, but we'll come back to those redwoods if we don't find the things that I'm looking for. Would you grab a pinhook?
I didn't know. I thought that this was MGP, but I guess it's not.
It is, should be.
No, this is saying Castle and Key.
It says distilled in Castle and Key?
Yeah,
Okay, well, it must be a different thing from them then.
I like stouts. This is a good one.
That one's I don't know if I've had that particular backyard stout. Now, that thing is super sweet. Like I said, throw it in the fridge. You're going to want to share that with a few folks.
Yeah, I like stouts.
Throw it over here. I've got it. I've got a bunch of different ones at the house
What's
right
your
now.
favorite flavor?
The Eagle Rare was probably one of the better ones to me. A lot of the ones that come in the tubes, they're all similar. They're not usually that much difference between them, unless the Bananas Foster, also a really, really good one.
Should I get that instead?
Do they have the Bananas Foster?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Get them both. Just bring it. Just all. Yes, just all of it. Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah, that one's your favorite.
That's it. Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
So you doing the tour for bourbon tour?
No, we're just bourbon hunting. We're just trying to find 6 bottles to fix his. He's got a broke selection, and we're trying to fix it. Honestly, I consider MGP just Kentucky distillate at this point. It's Kentucky quality, and Indiana is not that far from Kentucky. Really good score. Let's move on to the next store. Let's see what we could find. So the last store we were at was Blue Liquors, but it didn't say it. This one is a Blue Liquor store, but it's not Blue Liquor. This one's Horse Country. I went to the wrong one. There's another one right over there. We'll go to that one too if this one doesn't pan out. But let's go see what we've got. Fancy things. Yes, sir.
All right.
We're just doing a little bourbon hunting. You watch the channel?
Yeah, I did.
Well, thank you.
Look at this. There's that again.
Yeah, those are.
I've never seen that before.
I mean, the problem we're going to have here is we are in Kentucky, and a lot of craft brands aren't very widely distributed in Kentucky because there's so much shelf space taken up by random bottles from somebody. And that may be a fantastic bottle, but there's a lot of just Kentucky-only brands. We're doing a bourbon makeover for him. So we went in, looked at his selection, and he's missing a few key things. Finished whiskey, which we got a Penelope Valencia for him. He's missing non-Kentucky, because like in Kentucky, it's just so easy. If you walk in, the stores are filled with Kentucky distillate.
Right.
So we're trying to find some non-Kentucky, and we're trying to find a really good rye. He likes 95.5 MGP. Prefer a Bullet 12 rye if I could find one.
Don't have a Bullet 12, and the only thing would be non-Kentucky would probably be the Ben Holiday.
Which is good. That's a good option, and we may go with that one if we can't find anything else. But I was just trying to find a few options to choose from. He has had Holiday. It's kind of the problem. There's not a lot of non-Kentucky options in Kentucky, are there?
No, not really.
Soft wheat or red.
That soft red wheat. Yeah, I think that's what we just had just saw at the other store. Have you not had their wheat?
Yeah, no.
Okay. You don't have a Rickhouse proof, do you?
No, I just ordered some this morning.
Starlight's #1 seller, keeping the lights on, right? Well, I mean, I'm sure they keep the lights on with the farm, but Blackberry whiskey don't laugh. All right, let's look at this here, see what we see. Of course, more Green River.
The holiday is really a good value. You kind of turned me onto that in one of your
Oh,
episodes.
it's really good. So you don't think you've had the soft red
No,
wheat?
I've not.
All right. Well, and you like Weeders. You've got the Weller and the VVS.
Yeah, let's do it.
So this will be the second bottle here. You've had the other one. Yeah, I wished I had the Rickhouse proof, but honestly, you've got a lot of lower proof sippers. This is a fantastic lower proof. I know it's 100 proof. It's not low. It's lower to me. Okay. Bottom of my acceptability range. All right. I think we'll take this Holiday off your hands here with its fancy. I want to see if I can just get the bottle out now. You have a lot of people stealing that one?
No, the owner just wanted to start putting these on the bottles and try them out, see how they would work. All right, thank you.
We are well under budget, but we do need to find 4 more bottles. We're going to try to hit a little bigger selection here. Then we're going to head over to Kroger, which I've heard a lot of people in Kentucky get a lot of good bottles from Kroger. So let's go check out and see what they've got going on. All right, so here we are at Kroger. 4 rows of single barrel proofs. $400 for that Willet rye, so I assume it's older than the 4. 11-year rye. Don't do it, 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 don't do it. Don't do it.
What are we not doing?
I bought a 7-year Willet rye the other day. I'm absolutely loving, I say the other day, months ago.
Oh.
They got an 11-year, but it's $400.
Yeah, that's one of the Chris's picks, I think.
Oh, that's a Chris's pick?
Yeah, it is.
I've had some really good Chris's picks. I'm on a task. Let's stick to the mission, then we'll think about it.
Where's that from? The color looks nice on
Yeah, it looks dark in the thing there, and you pull it out and it's a little lighter. See, big selection, but almost all Kentucky distillate. You have a bullet tenure, right? This bullet bonded has been really solid. Dang, that 12 years gonna be hard to come by. Of course, we got the Wild Turkey 101 and the Rare Breed rye. Pretty much just Kentucky distillate.
A lot of Kentucky.
We do have some High West here. I mean, $30 is $30. Not that, yeah, that's not for everybody.
It's
For
called
sure.
campfire for a reason.
Smoky.
It tastes like a peated scotch.
Yeah.
It says it's supposed to be subtle. No, there wasn't anything subtle about it.
And see, this one's foolproof.
Yep.
So 117.3 is the proof they're going to enter the barrel at with that one. What'd you find? Hemingway rye. Okay, now we.
Yeah, 94% Indiana.
Yeah, it is. That is Indiana. That's out of Hemingway, out of Key West. Good MGP rye though. So we'll definitely. I was looking for some hard truth, and I thought we might find some hard truth as well,
You may know.
which would be Indiana, but that's their own distillate. Oh, there it is. Hard truth sweet mash rye right there. Didn't even see it. Beautiful. This is a small Indiana producer, so it's going to say Indiana on it, but they distill their own stuff here. So that's definitely one we're going to take there.
Okay. And it's a sweet mash. I don't know what that
Yeah,
is,
so
but-
sweet, most distillate is sour mash. And what that technically means is they take, after they've fermented and then they pump it into the still, they take a little of that spent mash and they put it back into the next fermentation. And so that takes some of the microbiology, some of the yeast and stuff, and kind of spreads that into the next batch. Supposedly helps with consistency. These days, what it really means is they don't have to properly clean everything before they start the next batch. Whereas sweet mash, so you're going to have a few people that advertise sweet mash at least. Peerless is sweet mash. They use sweet mash on this rye, which means everything's sanitized before they start the next one, which really means that you're going to have a little more individuality. That's a big, okay. You're going to have a little more uniqueness
Okay. There you go.
in each barrel. Sweet mash rye right there. We'll definitely get that one.
Is this the Dickel thing you're looking for?
That is not the Dickel thing. A store like this probably moves their stuff faster. Like I have seen some Dickel Tabascos in the market in the last month, but it's going to be it's going to be a store that's been around for a while because it's not good. Like realistically, it had to be left. That's just good old cheap George Dickel. It's going to be the same thing, but like they finished it in a barrel of Tabasco.
Oh.
So the Tabasco's aged in a barrel. So then they took it and put it in a Tabasco barrel and then bottled it. And then or a 15-year. If we find a 15-year, that'd be good for him to have as well.
my God.
Got to keep an eye on these Heaven Hills here too, because they've just started doing store picks of these.
Oh, really?
So I don't think that's a store pick, but they've just started doing those.
Yeah, this looks like this is a store pick for.
Is it? Okay. Another Chris's pick.
I don't think it says his name on it, but it's Kroger.
Okay. Come to Kentucky, find all the Bookers you want, just hanging out right there. 2025-01. Ooh, okay, we've got some Starlight. That's good. Let's see what we got. They're bonded rye whiskey finished in rum barrels. Yes, please. And then cognac barrels. Also a nice finish. Do we double up on Starlight? These are out of Indiana, but they're not MGP. Right? This is their own distillate. They have a farm just about an hour and a half, 2 hours from here where we are. You definitely should go visit Starlight if you haven't been up there. Have you had anything finished in cognac?
Never.
So a lot of cigar blends are going to be a cognac finish base. I do have a little bit hiding over here. Little Willet display.
Yeah.
Knob Creeks.
Should I get that?
Booker's is. Have you had a? Well, see, you don't like Jim. If you don't like Knob Creek, you're probably not going to like Booker's.
I've had a few Bookers, not very many, and I did like them.
You did like Booker's, but you don't like Knob Creek.
Don't love Knob Creek. I don't know why.
Booker's depends on the batch. The ones I have and I tend to like are like super like boiled peanuts and earthy and, just really intense.
Yeah.
Not all of them are that though, but they are going to be that Jim Beam profile. So they're going to be a little nutty, a little more oaky, and that's supposed to be an intense whiskey. Have you
No, never.
never? You've never tried anything like that?
No.
Have I? I don't
No,
think
no.
so.
Well, let's round it out. Get it. That'll get us our 6 bottles. Even though it's Kentucky distillate, it's at least unique and weird. Thank you.
Thank you.
A little over budget, but honestly with these, we're taking the budget up a little bit. So I think we're probably right around what we wanted to spend for this particular video. But now I need to get their thoughts on these and see what they have to say, especially about that Booker's. We are here at the castle in Versailles. Go ahead, locals. Give me those hate engagements down in the comments, please. Apparently, they have their own freaking castle. We're going to go in there. We're going to have some drinks. But before we do, I want to get everybody's thoughts on these bottles that we bought. And make sure they get open. No, he's got to open. He's drinking his whiskey. We're going to get that Booker's going. I told you it was a little intense sometimes. Some batches. I haven't had this one.
Let's see.
Nothing like starting with a Booker's for a palate cleanser.
Yeah, we're not even going to try the other ones, apparently. He's going to go right to the heavy stuff.
Should I get the other one?
Nah, it's fine. There's no particular order. There are no rules, except for don't pour high-proof whiskey on my... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, all over your car.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
It's too hot.
If I get whiskey scars, that'd be worth it. This was your fault.
This is my fault. I'm sorry, but not. Whoa.
He hit you with the proof first thing, didn't he?
Right away.
Whoa.
That's good.
You like it? Mm-hmm. You sure?
Yeah, I really like it.
You're saying yes, but then you're making noises like maybe not.
No, I like it. It goes totally down. You can
It
feel
burns,
it
yeah.
all.
This is not as intense of a batch as the ones that I tend to gravitate toward. It's good Jim Beam whiskey there at a high proof. Yeah, definitely has
really good.
I want to get your thoughts on the rest of these though, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah.
I tell you what, one of my favorite things in the whole world is parking lot whiskey. I don't know why. I don't know why I end up at so many parking lots drinking whiskey. If I told somebody how many parking lots I end up in drinking whiskey, they would just assume I'm like a grade A alcoholic. It's not as bad as it seems. And these are all the cups we have, so it's gonna taste a little like Jim Beam. All right, now it's cognac finished Starlight.
For me, I don't like that one.
You don't like that one, okay?
It kind of tastes like a little bit like medicine almost.
It can do that, yep. Yep.
Like a cherry medicine.
So we whiffed on that one a little bit. It smells better than it tastes.
Well, for me, I don't know if you guys like it.
Well, we shouldn't have started with the Booker's. That was my fault.
That was not a good idea to start with the Booker.
For sure is a winner so far.
Yeah, I get a little bit of the like
Medicine.
cough syrup
Yep.
Yeah.
flavor on it.
Okay. So we whiffed on the cognac. Let's try the rum though. Rum's a little more tried and true. Yeah, a little more tried and true finish there.
Oh, it's not bad though. I mean,
You can make a good cocktail with it, worst case. It's not a drain pour for sure.
I like the nose on that more for sure.
I like
It
that.
smells really nice.
finish.
Have you had a lot of rum finish stuff?
I've had a few of them. Sometimes it can be really intense rum.
Yeah.
On some of these, it gets to be overpowering. I think you've said on some of the other videos where some of the stave finishes, it just overtakes the bourbon,
strong,
and so
yeah.
all you taste is the rum. And it almost comes across as if you left it open, you'd think the top's going to crust over with sugar because it's so sweet.
Yeah, you taste.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, I like that.
You like
I
that one better?
too, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
I like
quite a
that.
bit.
So we found one winner.
Yeah, that
Two
was-
winners.
That's
Two
a
winners
rye.
with the
Wow.
Bookers.
Okay.
Yeah. So with rye, to me, rye tends to stand up to finishes better. Bourbon tends to take a little more of a backseat. Like in that cognac, I feel like the bourbon didn't shine through as much on that.
Yeah, no.
And on this one, the rye definitely comes through a little better on the rum
You
barrels.
taste more of the
Yeah.
whiskey itself, and that's nice.
Next up is Holiday.
I've had enough of this to kill a horse.
We got plenty of horses.
They're not gonna miss one.
God, that smells like banana.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that?
Honestly, that one has, I don't know if it's the other things we've had in there kind of bringing it out. I get a little banana on their stuff a lot, like a little red fruit, a little banana. That one is much more banana than most of the ones we've had. So it could be small plastic cup that's had a bunch of stuff in it. But honestly, I'm digging the banana.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think it's
actually
great.
liking
I
it.
don't remember that on any of the other
Yeah, it's not that strong.
That's stronger
Yeah.
than some of your Jack stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that banana comes through on that for sure. Is that a single barrel? Yeah, I think that's a single barrel. Or maybe the whole blend came from floor 3.
Yeah.
It doesn't specifically say single barrel, but it all came from floor 3 of their Rickhouse C, and it's all 7 year fall to 20, so less than 7 years old, 6.5 years old.
Yeah, so it says 6, but it actually is 7.
Well, it's 6, it's not quite 7, 6.5, so
Gotcha.
fall to April.
Wow, that was really smooth. Good.
Yeah, Ben Holiday's interesting because that's Missouri distillate. If you had whiskey in the West, there's a good chance you were having something from Ben Holiday. Like he had a Stagecoach line and he pumped a lot of whiskey into the Wild West. This one's, I'm super interested to see what you think about this one. And I haven't had a store pick from them.
The nose is really soft
Thank you.
in a nice way.
Yeah, that is soft.
But it's I mean,
It smells like vanilla.
I get cherry and vanilla, yeah.
Yeah, I get that on the palate too.
Is it cherry?
Yeah, it comes through just a little medicinal cherry, but in a way I still really like with the rye.
Yeah, I like that actually.
I like that.
It's like a soft punch.
Yeah.
It's like a soft punch versus strong punch.
Yeah, you're not going to get that hug for a long period of time. I think, what are those, 100 proof? Are they bonded?
This is a higher one.
You're right. That's a store pick.
It doesn't drink.
I was about to say it drinks like high proof, but it doesn't drink like 121 proof.
No.
I think the one I've got is 100 proof, and I was about to say that one feels hotter than mine.
Actually, this is hanging around.
But I still wouldn't say. I would have said, yeah, exactly what I was about to say. I would have said 110.
That's hanging around.
That's really nice. I might have to go back and buy one of those for myself.
That is good.
I had to go get one of those for myself before I get out of here.
That is really good.
All right, the Valencia is all we've got left. We've only got one that y'all are a little iffy on.
Yep.
Yeah, this guy
The
is
cognac
not,
barrel.
Yeah, this is not
Yep.
my favorite for sure. Actually, so far my favorite is this. Booker's, this, that.
Okay.
I just like the big punch from the Booker's. It gets you.
You like those intense flavors then, huh?
It's like you're in a sauna and you're out of the sauna.
So what you've chosen though is the higher proof stuff first.
Which is not, that was Joey's fault.
I didn't know we were going to go through all of them. It was my fault.
So this is Vino de Naranja.
What the hell is that?
Y'all like how I rolled those R's, didn't you? Naranja. So VDN is like a wine where they like crush the oranges around the outside of the barrel or something like that, and then they age it, and then they use those casks in this. Now, Starlight has a VDN finish as well that's really good, but I didn't see that one. So outside of this Penelope, that's the next best VDN finish, and I've had a lot of people say they like the Starlight better.
I've heard you say VDN a bunch,
Yeah,
and I didn't realize
Vino
what that
de
means.
Naranja.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
I am rolling the R, not the N. I'm just saying the word, okay? It is an R. Naranja, yeah.
This is great for summer.
Oh, yeah.
That is
You're
nice.
like back in Spain living this life.
It's not a life I've ever had the opportunity to live.
What we ended up doing, though, kind of not even thinking this through, is you've got the Indiana trifecta going on here. I was trying to go outside Kentucky, and I did get a little Missouri, but outside of that, as far away as we got was Indiana, which is like right across the line. So Hard Truth is Indiana, Starlight is in Indiana, and Penelope is MGP from Indiana. I helped. We did not completely solve it. He still needs some stuff from other states. We've evaluated all of them, and apparently there's some goodies in this castle right here we need to go try. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, the restaurant's really nice in here, and the bar is so cool.
Apparently they have a problem with people getting on the pond walls. All right, so vintage.
Leave it open first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, can we see the bottle?
My goodness.
I'm right behind you.
Dude. One of two things are true. Maybe both. Maybe both things are true. Either they were making whiskey different back in the day, and I don't know what year this is from. Sometimes it says on the bottom, but I didn't bring my glasses. Either they were making whiskey different back then, or whiskey continues to age in the bottle. And I think it's both. I know with wine, a lot of wineries, especially high-end wines, they will say, hey, this bottle will be at its peak 20 years from now. After it's set in the bottle, the flavors have melded together, it's oxidized a little bit, that's when it's at its peak. And I think that's the same for bourbon. We've just never tried to tie bourbon to vintages like that, right? With distillate, probably not as important to tie to vintages. I can tell you, there's something very different and very delicious about dusty whiskeys.
It's 1980.
1989.
It's either 89 or 80.
Yeah.
On the stamp, it says 80 underneath.
I have one of these at the house, a little pint bottle. It's a little different than this in flavor. This one's a little stronger, like those kind of dark oaky sugars come through a little more on this one than mine. It's still, both of them are fantastic.
Oh my gosh. That's 80.
Whiskey was different.
Yeah,
like,
you
I don't.
can't do that anymore.
I think it's the plastic screw.
You think it's the plastic screw top that makes this one better? I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comments. Does whiskey continue to age in the bottle? I'm going to say yes, it continues to evolve. Age is a very interesting way of putting it, but it does continue to evolve in the bottle as it sits around, because the only difference between this and Old Granddad you could get today, I mean, there may be mash bill and small, but the only difference between vintage whiskey in general and now is maybe they're using non-GMO corn. We can't really account for what old growth lumber would have done to that whiskey either, so it could be just better barrels. I also think there's something to it just sitting in the bottle. So I appreciate y'all watching all the way to the end of this video. Hit me with a hashtag bottle kill down in the comments, and we'll see y'all in the next one.